welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing St. Louis City SC 3, Portland Timbers FC 1, Leagues Cup 2024 round of 32, St. Louis City SC 3, Portland Timbers 1, en la fase eliminar de la Leagues Cup. St. Louis City have eliminated Portland Timbers. St. Louis City move on to the round of 16 to play America or Atlas. Whoever wins this game, the last game to finish, that's who St. Louis will play. St. Louis are moving on to the next round of Leagues Cup. Unexpectedly, I might add, but they played more like their 2023 selves than their 2024 selves. Portland looked shaky for most of the game, and St. Louis just had better chances, whether they were with the run of play or against the run of play. They just had the better game. Halftime, it was 0-0. St. Louis, I think, was the better team throughout the first half for most of it. Yes, Portland had a good little 8-minute window that they looked like they were about to build back into the game and be the team that we expected them to be. But as the first moments after the Evander injury went down, it started to look like Portland was shaken. They lost their best player. And St. Louis jumped on that. St. Louis, again, acted like their older selves, their top of the West selves, and said, hey, we got a chance here. We got a cracked window. Let's open it even more and get it done. And in the end, I think they did. Well, of course they did. They won. But 51st minute, goal was scored by Cedric Toikert. Scores. Ball falls to him. Horrible clearance by Crepeau. Ball ends up landing with Toikert. He takes the shot. Puts it in. 1-0. 1-0. Beautiful goal by Toikert. St. Louis leads. They get the opener, which with the way this game was going, that sounded about right to me. 54th minute. Claudio Bravo gets one back. He equalizes it. A banger. The ball falls right at Bravo. Takes a banger of a shot past Berkey to make it 1-1. 1-1. And St. Louis are back tied up with Portland. And you thought at that point it would be like, you know what? Portland's going to win this game. Nope. 84th minute. Marcel Hartel scores. Leuven, Toikert, and Hartel all play around with it. It ends up with Hartel, and Hartel nutmegs Crepeau to make it 2-1, 2-1. Then in the 88th minute, Simon Betcher with a thumper of a dagger. Simon Betcher chips the keeper, takes a touch. It's hard for him to finish, but he finished it. A banger of a chip, as it is. 88th minute, 3-1. Simon Betcher scores for St. Louis. 3-1, and that's the way it would end. 3-1, 3-1 esta noche. St. Louis beat Portland. Deservedly so, frankly. Deservedly so that they won. Full-time stats are as follows. 18 shots to 11, 5 shots on goal to 5, 46% possession to 54% possession, 370 passes to 446, 78% pass accuracy to 82, 14 fouls to 8, 0 offside to 2, 0 yellow cards to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 10 corners to 4. St. Louis get the win. And again, as I said, St. Louis looked way more like their 2023 selves here. This felt nostalgic. This felt oddly nostalgic with St. Louis, the way they played. This felt oddly like the St. Louis I'm used to see playing. The St. Louis that was amazing last year. The St. Louis that was top of the West. That's the St. Louis I felt like I was watching tonight. Not the crap St. Louis from this year. Not the shaky St. Louis. No. This felt like the old St. Louis. This really did. And they played a damn good game. They really did. Berkey making good save after good save. Toikert, man, he should start at striker over Klaus. I have to say it. I think Cedric Toikert needs to start over Klaus, even when Klaus is healthy. I have to go there. I think we have to go there. Cedric Toikert is that guy. He is that guy. Klaus sort of was a poacher, but as well as a make my own money, get to the pay window off other players' mistakes. That's pretty much what he was. He could still score by himself, but not as much. And he's been hurt a lot. But this season, like halfway through last year and this season when he's healthy, he's not been the same João Klaus. He's not. Cedric Teuchert is Klaus, but with the fact he could score his own goals, he could create, and he doesn't just basically thrive off mistakes. He could score goals that he has to create or score off mistakes, and he could create other goals. I think he's everything Klaus is plus more. And that's exactly why man of the match is Cedric Teuchert in my book. Amazing game. Amazing game from him. Leuven, Teuchert, and Hartel is amazing together. I need to see more of it, frankly. St. Louis might still have a chance to make the playoffs with games left, or go deep in Leagues Cup, because Atlas is 1-1 right now as we speak, as I'm recording, between America and Atlas. They could win the penalty shootout, and honestly, if they do, I could see St. Louis beating them. I really could. America, not so much. They're still going to get curb stomped. I mean, if they got curb stomped as the top of the West team, as a team who's near the bottom, they'll get curb stomped again in San Diego. We know this. Now, the question is, how exactly do we look at this, right? How do we look at a game like this for St. Louis? St. Louis might just be turning a corner here. And I don't know if that means Hackworth stays. What I do think is St. Louis turned a corner here. Portland were shaky all night. I don't think Portland were bad. I think St. Louis were clinical. They were smart, and they made Portland feel shaky. Portland did not have their talisman, and they really covered up Jonathan Rodriguez. They really covered him, because that's basically what you can do now that Evander's injured, and he was out for most of the game. You cover Rodriguez, and they did. And he couldn't really create anything either as this game was going. So, for me, I look at it and say St. Louis played this perfectly. They scared Portland. Portland got a player injured, and they still kept running down their throat. They were not afraid. They were like, we have a chance here. We're playing at home. And if we play our best, we could still win. And at the end, they did. At the end, they did. And I have to respect it for St. Louis. St. Louis came up and said, hey, we're not afraid of you. We got to make some moves. We got to push on and somehow turn things around. What better way to start than beating Dallas, having a good match against Juarez, and losing on penalties, but still a good match, and beating Portland. It's a good way to start. St. Louis still has some DNA of their inaugural season in there. They could still find that type of form, that type of play. Hell, the team that knocked them out was a team that was dead to rights for most of the year and then got into the playoffs and went on a little bit of a run. So who knows? Maybe St. Louis becomes that team in Leagues Cup and the MLS playoffs if they get there. I mean, it happened to them. Why not do it to somebody else, you know? Take it and double it or whatever, you know? Something like that. Double it, give it to the next person. Something like that. That's exactly what they might be doing here. And hey, if it works, it works. St. Louis is the place of crazy playoff runs that come out of nowhere. That's always been a St. Louis thing. Ask the 2011 Cardinals. Ask the 2019 Blues. Ask the greatest show on turf. They came out of nowhere. Not as a underdog that won the Super Bowl, but as a crap team who became great in the drop of a coin and then won the Super Bowl and almost won a second, right? Who knows? St. Louis might have one of those moments in football very soon. Who knows? But this is the way to start it. This is the way to start it. Portland, I think this is a blessing in disguise, honestly. I really do. It just wasn't their night. Their best player got hurt. He might be out for a while. He was probably going to miss the game against America or Atlas. Do you really want that? If St. Louis does get curb stomped, you'd be looking at them like, well, at least it wasn't us. And we got time to rest. I think it all works out. St. Louis probably is the one who's going down. You ain't, and you get to rest. So, hey, it is what it is. But, again, man of the match, I would say Teuchert's man of the match for St. Louis. Beautiful game from him, and they get it done. I was wrong about this game, but I'm honestly a bit happy about it with the way it went down. But with that being said, if you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send chats, super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us to playlist. Share it with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for the Leagues Cup round of 32 recap, round of 16 predictions. There you go. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations, Felicidades, St. Louis. Commiserations, Portland. We move. Peace.